Why don't you become this person I'm about to talk about in belief? Why don't you do the things that I just told you how to do? And then you become this person that people are like, man, I just want to, who is that guy? He's freaking awesome. I just want to be around that person. Good morning, guys. It's Twin Tuesday. It's Coach Evan here. I've got some tips for you that are going to change your life if you're present. You know, we know in a world right now full of distracted people that are on their phones all day long, that really don't pay attention to much, that like to just check the box of training or might sign up for training for a week just to see how it works, like the dabblers. I'm looking at people that have been with us for a long time that are not dabblers, that are all in. If you want to win at anything, I want you to repeat this word after me. Say total immersion. Total immersion, total immersion. Repeat it a couple of times. Listen, when I first started in sales, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a leader. When I first started in personal development, I didn't even know I was starting in personal development. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was getting fired up on like Eric Thomas videos and different things. Nowadays, with the coaching programs you have, like us with Andy Elliott, you have a chance to get close to a mentor or somebody you believe in. But use that to your advantage. Actually get close to them. Actually get in the community. Actually provide value. Take the steps that I'm going to tell you today and go use them in your life today. And then stay totally immersed in our program till you know it better than anybody else. You could go coach and train and life coach somebody, you know, and you could pep talk somebody. You could give them tips to change their life, or maybe your team, or maybe yourself, or maybe your family. Or maybe on a hard day, like a test day, when you're going through the worst things in your life, you can fall back to some of these tips. We started this company and we were doing only sales training. What we quickly learned was people don't just need sales training, they need life coaching. Once you can fix your life, and let's just say it, and let's just cut to the point, once you can unfuck your life and some of the habits that you've made, all of a sudden you become more dangerous. You have the belief in your eye. You're ready to show up harder than you've ever shown up. A lot of us actually know what to do in our business. We just don't do what we know. Why? Because we need accountability. Hey, it's the Macklin Twins. Thanks for watching the video. You want the free personal development guide that's gonna change your life for free? Go ahead and text our phone number, 480-780-2203, and it'll change your life forever. Let's get back to the video. Text us right now, let's go. We need people, we need coaches to remind us to push harder. You know why? Because your mind is tricking you every single day to play comfortable, to play soft. A lot of us also didn't grow up with competitive environments. We had people telling us, hey, listen, don't be so loud. You know, hey, you're quiet, you're shy, you're cool, you're doing more than most. Anybody ever been there? Okay, it's bullshit, guys. It's total bullshit. I'm here to tell you this because I know for a long time I was lied to. Nobody showed me what to do. So today, as I show you what to do, I'm only showing you tips that I know have 100% helped me. And if you can live on this line and you can be totally immersed, I guarantee you're going to have your breakthrough. Okay? Who wants a breakthrough? Raise your hand. Who wants to make some more money? Who wants to be who wants to be happier? Who wants to have more fulfillment? Okay, look around. We're in a room full of everybody with the same values. Isn't that freaking cool? Drop an emoji in the chat if that's freaking cool or what. Drop a freaking emoji. Okay? Drop your name. Drop where you're from right now. Like, meet people in the group. Some of my best friends in the world, I've met in the group. Okay, I've met in these people. They all have the same common interests as you. I want you to write this down as we start this off. And my main point today, my main title is the steps to unfuck your life. Okay, now listen, I'm gonna be straightforward, John. Okay, some of you guys might not like this message because you're looking for a sugar-coated message, and that's probably why you are where you're at in your life. I'm not here to sugarcoat it for you. I'm here to tell you the truth in hopes that you will take some of what I've done and we could call it untangled, we could call it unfuck, we could call it whatever you want to. But today you're gonna untangle it. You're gonna get rid of it, okay? Whatever word you're comfortable with using, use it right now. Untangle, okay? Unfuck your life. Whatever you want, say it right now, okay? You're gonna find different things. I don't care how much money you're making. I don't care if you're massively successful. I don't care if you're making millions of dollars on this call and you've been with us forever. I don't care if you're brand new and you're starting out, you're broken on empty and you're an underdog, you're dangerous. But there might be some things that you could fall into and some little traps. Andy always says, man, you could use this with like the devil or people around you or negativity. Never eat out of other people's hand. Make them eat out of your hand, Oliver. You set the traps. Everybody say that. I set the traps. Nobody sets the traps for me. No negative comments on social media. I rarely reply back to my comments on social media. Usually I let you guys do the work for me, and you guys just kill some of these haters, okay? I usually don't put my energy into it because I'm not setting the traps. I mean, I can name like 10 of you guys who just, bam, okay, I appreciate it. But we set the traps, guys. Okay, so my main message today is to teach you how to unfuck yourself. So I want you to write this down, okay? We're gonna go in no particular order. And like I said, this isn't some snowflake crap. This is some stuff that might offend you, but this is some stuff that you need. And I'm guessing since you signed up with Andy Elliott, we're okay with direct conversation. Amen? Am I right? Okay, so number one thing, unfat yourself. Let's just be honest. The main thing with this is if you get more healthy and you believe in yourself and you're going to that next level, you feel more progress in your life, you will sell more. You will be more successful. You will be more happy. You will be more fulfilled. You will look in the mirror and you will love who you see. You're gonna need to drop some of the bad habits. You need to shop on the outside of the outside lanes of the grocery store, not the inside lanes. That's where all the bullshit is. Shop on the outside lane so you can get the healthy food in your body, so you have a healthy mindset and you're bringing the good stuff to life. You know that the world wants you to be fat, entitled, comfortable, lazy, soft. They don't want you to be tough. They don't want you to make more money. They want you in the system so you're sick, unhealthy, you're not believing anything. You're just following like little sheep. Okay, that's not us. So when we say unfat yourself, really, I want you to have a strong mindset. I want you to be one of these people that stays away from the processed food, that stays away from the things, and so you can have your dream body. Everybody say dream body. Everybody say fighting weight. Find your fighting weight. Find the thing that makes you proud, that makes you happy. Oh gosh, the Elliott Group's talking about health. I can't believe it. Sorry if your manager or somebody made you get on this call and we're going to try to wake you up. But you will chase money one day, and all of a sudden, I've seen so many millionaires walk through our facility, and I sit with them and I notice they chased money their entire life, just like I did. And then they woke up, they had all the money, but they didn't have the health. They didn't have the relationship with their family. They sacrificed this, the most important thing, to go get this. Now, do you have to go get money? Yes. Yes. But are you going to sacrifice it? I want you to write down some non-negotiables that you're going to use right now to unfat yourself, to lean down, to get rid of some of that body weight, to get to your dream weight. What are you going to start with? You're going to walk a mile or two a day? You're going to get a little bit more healthy every day? Okay? What can you do? Can you commit to drinking a gallon of water every day? Sticking to the diet, John, that makes you happy, Roger Martin, Gabe Crawford. You're walking right now, my man. Okay? Dr. Melanie, what are we going to do for that next level that makes you on fire, that makes you proud? Maybe it's a little bit more muscle, whatever it is. I just want you to find out what you need to do and do it, okay? Number two, unchaos yourself, man. How many of you guys are walking around with your life untidy, unorganized, things are all over the place, and you find yourself in chaos. So you find yourself playing defense. I have a rule. Every Sunday, I clean my car, clean my house, make sure when I come in on Monday morning, I'm fired up. Okay? There's certain things that I use, like little hacks to unchaos myself. My daughter, guys, she's 8 years old. She's strong-willed. She's a fiery little ball of fire, man. She's so special to me. She treats her dad amazing. Mom, not so much, but, you know, dads, we're cool with the daughters, you know, it's great. She calls me and she's like just her and her mom every day fighting about what they're going to wear, what's going to wear, who's going to wear what. Chaos, okay? If you got people in your life that are calling you with that, you're the leader. You have to think of it like you're the CEO of your life. Okay, so my daughter calls me with these problems about her outfits and her mom. They're fighting. I said, listen, we're only going to have two options. I'm buying a little shelf from Target. Every morning you're going to put two options in the drawer. When you lock them in the drawer, it's the magic drawer. You can only pick one of the two outfits in the morning, and we're moving on. Unchaosed. Holy smokes. Some of you guys need that. I also have some rules in my life. I have some things, some disciplines that I live by. Every night when I get home, I put my clothes and my gym clothes in my car. Okay? I have my food ready to go. I cook it the night before, or I have a pre-made meal company. I don't need to think about this. You guys know that we produce a lot of energy, right? Or no? Okay, Sean, we produce a lot of energy, right? You produce a lot of energy. You're a freaking badass cop. Sean, I can't remember what county you're in, but you're a fired up cop. You're chasing down bad guys, man. You're helping the world. You're doing all this stuff. You also see from a perspective of what's wrong with this country and what needs to be right. That's why you're with us, right? I saw Sean the other day on Andy's Zoom call, and he's in his full cop gear. He's like sitting in a parking lot about to arrest a bank robber, and he's listening to Andy Elliott's Inner Circle call. I'm like, yes! If one of you guys talk shit to me, I'm having Sean come arrest you, okay? So if one of you become a hater, Sean's gonna arrest you for slander against a savage, okay? We're gonna make that a new law, okay? But unchaos yourself. So think about it for a second. If you go home right now, and I were to come there with you, would I be proud of you? Okay, if I were to go to your car right now, does it look like you live out of your car? Does it look like you live out of it? Okay, you do know when you drive to work every day, you need to be in a mindset of feeling good about yourself. You do know that. Like, all of these things matter. You have to figure out how to incorporate these daily disciplines into your routine. Your house, your room, your work area. I want you to write those down. My house, my room, my work area. What do they look like? Clean them up. Anybody ever been through a spring cleaning, or their wife makes you do a big spring cleaning, and you walk in there and you just feel good? It smells good. You're like, damn, I should do this every day. Yeah, you should. You dipshit. You should. Maybe at least once a week. Okay? Okay, let's write that down. Now, some of you guys, this is common sense. So some of you guys aren't learning much yet, but maybe you're just finding one thing that you can tell your husband. Maybe you're clipping this recording and you're going to send it to your husband, Brandy Wheeler. You're like, damn, well, I told you. See, Evan said it. You need to get this right. Okay, but some of you guys, listen, it might be one little missing structure. I'm telling you, that one little thing that I told you about with my daughter changed my life. Changed everything, because I don't get those calls anymore. That was 30 minutes a day that I just eliminated. Okay, find out what's going on. If something pops up in your life more than once, with your family, with the people around you, maybe there's some chaos. I want you to think about it. Is this chaos? Does this bring me value? Does this limit my energy? Write those questions down. Is this chaos? Does this limit my energy? Does this create value or subtract value away from me? If it doesn't serve you in those areas, you need to figure out a way to remove it out of your life. Okay? So think about that for a second. Sometimes we avoid doing the hard stuff that's necessary. Some of us aren't as organized. Get organized, okay? Unphone yourself after this call, okay? Unphone yourself, okay? Some of you guys, man, I'm just telling you, I went to a restaurant the other day, and I've made it a point whenever I go to a restaurant now with my wife, like, I leave my phone in my car. Nothing is 911. Everything it's all gonna be okay. Unless you're Sean and you're on the call and you gotta go arrest a freaking bank robber, then I think you guys are gonna be fine, okay? Unphone yourself a little bit. Be present. Everybody say be present. Carlos, be present. Andrew, be present. Kara, be present. When you go into church, be present. Be present, man. Like, put it on silent. Put it on airplane mode. Figure out a way to, like, listen, man, this is crazy because Andy, obviously, in growing his social media, I'm going to tell you guys, when Andy learned how to do social media, so Ian and I have been with him for 4 years, at the very time where he started his Instagram, started his Facebook. And when we got with him, we're like, dude, your message needs to be blown up. The whole world needs to see it. So we focused all our intention and energy on building Andy's brand. Andy is he's got a creative mind. When he sees a reel or something that he doesn't like, he picks it apart and sends it to his team. He's like, I need to zoom in and out. That one needs to be black and gray. That one needs to be colored. That one needs to do this. That music isn't like serious enough. It needs to be a little bit more serious. It's a serious message. Like he's his own creative director. Over the last couple of years, Andy's became obsessed with social media. I mean, how could you not? You got hundreds of thousands of things going on social media, and he's always trying to get better. You know what he's doing right now? He's in a 90-day cleanse of social media. He deleted Instagram off his phone. He's got some I guess you could call them KPIs that his team uses, that they text him in a chat on his social media chat. What's going on, how many posts were made, making sure he's got it all scheduled out, what the reels look like, what the stories are gonna look like, what the YouTube looks like. And he's like, listen, one of the things that I'm not gonna allow me to happen is for me to have my vices control me. He's like, that's one of my strongest vices. He's being honest with our whole team. Some of our guys did the same thing. I'm building my brand right now, so I need to be watching our guys and what we're doing. Right? But like, pick one thing right now. Maybe it's on your phone. Maybe it's an app. Maybe it's something that totally distracts you. I know when I was in the car business and I was leading my team, I would make some of my guys who weren't posting a lot on social media, who couldn't use that as an excuse, leave their phone in their car and their production would go up. Okay, what is that for you? I mean, I was at this restaurant and I noticed that all these this whole family, you guys have seen them, they're all sitting around and nobody's talking anymore. Everybody's disconnected. You know, get with your kids, make them do that. Like, get back to figuring out what's going on with people and how everybody's doing. I believe all of you guys are leaders, even if you don't have kids. Maybe you're a brother, maybe you're a sister, maybe you're an uncle. When you go to lunch or dinner with them, like, use that opportunity. You only get a certain amount of heartbeats. Like, every day you're losing heartbeats, you're losing days. Like, when you get that time with people, you got to understand how important it is, man. You know, it's all about perspective. Let's just take a real quick pause, write the word perspective down. Okay? Perspective. I had a guy walk into our office yesterday, and I want you to understand something for a second when I'm talking about perspective. Because some of you walk around and you believe like your life isn't as good, it may not be to the point where you want it to be, but you might think something's wrong with you. You may think like people out in the world are special because they're a little further ahead than you. They're not. You're on a different mission and you'll get there if you just don't quit. The secret is you can't quit. You have to have a good perspective going through it all. It's not going to be easy. All these influencers that tell you it's easy are full of shit. Okay? You have to do the work. You have to, there's no substitute for not doing the work. You got to do the work. But this guy walks into my office yesterday and he does a $200 million exit. He's 35 years old. He worked for 20 years building this big company. He's a savage, super smart. Him and I sit down and we're working on building his brand. So I'm giving him a lot of branding advice. We're doing some things, podcasting, we got some things set up. But he starts telling me a story. This is perspective for you. He starts telling me a story and it makes me tear up. This guy, his business partner, they worked 20 years to get to the level of success that they wanted to get to. 20 years. They do a $200 million exit. They're both worth millions and millions of dollars, more money than they could spend in a lifetime, right? The guy has triplets. Just a year ago, he has triplets. They're born at 26 weeks, okay? Those of you that are young, 26 weeks, it's hard. Most babies they don't survive. They're in the NICU. All 3 babies survive. Amazing, right? Him and his wife don't usually leave. They don't usually go a lot of places, but the husband, his business partner, decides he wants to buy a plane, and he's doing all these stuff and he's flying everywhere, and he gets his wife one night. He's like, man, I just want to go to Vegas and want you to come with me. You know, I want to get all the boys together. We're all going to go to Vegas. Well, the business partner that was with me had something going on and chose not to go that time. They go to Vegas. He has a young pilot. They overshoot the runway, and everybody in the plane dies. They had 12 people. There's 12 children that don't have kids anymore. He's taking care of all of them. There's triplets that are a year old that don't get to know their parents, guys. And some of us walk around and we bitch and we complain and we whine about things that just don't even matter, man. It doesn't matter. Or we're worried about all these little things and these little problems and we're comparing and we're doing these things, and it's like, dude, you have a good life. Understand, it's gonna take time to get you to where you want. But as I also was talking to him, his perspective was phenomenal. And he started talking about the challenges and the difficulties and how this has brought all of their families together and the people in the company. And he started talking about how this has changed him as a man and how he's gone to this next level of his leadership and finding his purpose in building people, and all of the things that he's learned from it, and the way it's put him on fire to help more people and to help these people. And it's like it ignited a new fire in him where some people could have just crawled in a hole. And by the way, he did for a little bit. There's no shame in grief. But I want you to understand that as you go to this next level, there's things that are coming for you. Okay? So if you got it good right now, double down on it. If there's some things you're going through right now, it's okay. You can make it through it, man. You've made it through all this stuff. You're tough. I believe in you. Okay, the next one I want you to understand is to uncouch yourself. Uncouch yourself. Everybody say it back to me. Uncouch yourself. Uncouch yourself. Okay? Dude, you got to spend some times outdoors. You got to get some vitamin D. Everybody say vitamin D. Okay? You got to engage in physical activities. You got to improve your mental health. You got to get out there. You got to do stuff outside. Every single day before I start my day, I take a little walk around the block. Just get my thoughts together, getting some vitamin D. Like, that's what's important. You can't be in a negative state. You can't, there's a point, maybe 99% of people are probably not depressed. I'm just going to say it. Okay, there might be some different things that are clinical that you can't overcome. I get it. But most of the people that are saying they're walking around depressed have not had somebody tell them the cold hard truth. Get your body moving. Get going. Get some vitamin D. Get some progress in your life. If you're feeling down and out, why don't you go help somebody? When you're being helpful, when you're feeling helpless and you get helpful, that's when you start to feel good about yourself. Okay? So what are the keys if you're depressed? Get some sunlight. Get some movement. Drink good food and good water. Don't put bullshit in your mind. We're saying uncouch yourself. Don't sit on the couch and watch Netflix and play video games if you know you should be doing something. It's going to make you feel depressed because you're not in congruency with the person that you want to become. You know that guy right there? Okay, let's just pretend that I wasn't a twin. What if I got to heaven and I died and I was in front of God and I had my twin next to me? Like you guys, just imagine. And he's like, dude, that's the person you could have been. If you would have gotten comfortable, if you would have stayed courageous, if you would have had more fun, if you'd have leaned in, if you wouldn't have been so distracted on your phone.
Are there containers or do they get?
Whoops, Jimmy Walsh, mute yourself. Where's Jimmy at?
Oh, trailers, yeah.
Where's Jimmy? Okay, I think he heard it.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Hang on, Jimmy. Can't find him. You guys find him? Here, find him for me. So, think about that for a second. Who do you want to be? What do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known for as a little couch potato sitting there with Cheeto dust on your belly button? What do you want to be known for? Okay? What do you want to be known for? Write it down. Write down what you want your legacy to be. Write that down. What do I want my legacy to be? Okay? Now, some of us, listen, I'm not saying you can't take a break and watch a movie. I'm not saying that you can't just like have fun in life. Brandy, I'm not saying that you can't take a night out and go have a little bit of fun with the girls. I'm not saying that. There's a such thing called balance. Okay, don't hijack the word like everybody else in the world that's just hijacking the word balance. Oh, I can't work hard today because I got to balance myself. I've got to save my energy. It's like, whoa, bro. Holy smokes. Some of the NBA players right now, they hijack the word balance. They take days off when they got fans sitting in the stands that paid all the money to come see them. Isn't that crazy? Michael Jordan had no balance. Kobe Bryant said one time he played on almost a broken back, but he knew Vince Carter was going to be in the game, and he said, listen, if I were to show up and people knew that I took the game off because Vince Carter's in the game, they're going to think I'm ducking Vince. I ain't ducking Vince. I'm more competitive than Vince. I'm going to dunk on Vince's ass today with a broken back. Don't hijack the word balance. Now, does that mean that you can't do a couple of things a week and have fun? Sure. But let's think about it for a second. If you got 3 broke-ass friends that say the same broke-ass shit, and you spend 3 hours a week with them, hanging out at the bar, watching football, now you got 9 hours out of the week. Now you times that by 4. You got 9 times 4, 27. Almost did car guy math and just rounded it up. 27. That's a full day out of the month that you could be working. If you broke that up into 8-hour shifts, 8, 16, 24, 32, you got 4 full working days. You see how I just rounded that up like car guy math? You got 4 full working days that you're messing around with Johnny, Tim, and Bobby that are sitting there talking about, oh yeah, well, I know every stat in fantasy football. I know every stat on every NBA player. I'm a savant when it comes to, who's playing soccer today and all this crap. Bro, why don't you be a savant on your personal development? Why don't you get so crazy about that, you spend the next 2 years going ghost on some people? Why don't you do that? When I got with Andy, I went ghost on my old life. I said, that's not the life I want. Although it's a pretty good life, it's not who I know I'm meant to be. I uncouched myself. I was watching too much Netflix. I was watching too much stuff. And I said, you know what? Instead of the Netflix, if I'm going to watch a movie, I'm going to watch a 30-minute personal development before, 30-minute YouTube video with Tony Robbins, Andy Elliott, Andy Frisella, Grant Cardone, who cares? You're going to watch something and then I'm going to earn it. I'm going to actually go walk around the block. I'm going to earn it and then I'm going to do it. I'm going to drink 24 ounces of water, make sure I feel good, make sure I feel healthy, and then I can do it. Because then I feel good about myself. You do know you're gonna have to like trick yourself on certain ways. You gotta be self-aware. Everybody say self-aware. Okay? Joe, self-aware. Giovanni, self-aware. Okay? The people that win the most are just simply more self-aware. We know when we're having a bad day, how to self-correct. The person that can self-correct is forever wealthy. You've heard us say it 100 times, Ben Heelan. Okay? Ethel, can you self-correct? Are you one of the people that if you get off this call and you're all fired up, but then you run into a negative customer or something's going on, you're all like down and out? Or are you a person that can use the language that we have in here and your language is getting better so you can pep talk somebody? You can stay calm under pressure. You can stay cool. You can stay collected. You're like, bro, listen, man, I can obviously tell you're going up through a hard day. It looks like they're riding you hard at work. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. I know when I'm going through it, I don't need any more challenges. I don't want to be one of those challenges for you. If there's something I can do, tell me. If you're going through a heat case with the customer, do you just let them get it all out? Do you look like you're their trusted advisor, or are you ready to fight back? If you're one of those people that's ready to fight back, expect people to fight you. If I got a pissed off customer, man, I'm calm. I'm like, just tell me, man, what do I got to do to get better? And I actually want to get better, and I actually care what they think. So if I've messed something up, like, I have no ego. I'm cool with it. That's a part of growing, David Ramos. Sometimes you might get the best criticism from some of your haters. Some of my best haters on social media have taught me things about myself that I was missing. You know, when I uncouched my own thoughts and I got out of my own head, because sometimes we stay in our head, we're dead. Some of you are sitting on a little couch in your brain, just like sitting there thinking. You're having a board meeting with the 9 personalities that you got. And you're like, what the hell is he doing? Why is he doing this? Who's he? What? That person's got it better than me. Dude, stop the board meeting. Fire everybody in the board. Have one voice, which is your beast voice. Turn all the little bitch voices off in the room. Fire everybody and reset. And have the one board meeting with yourself every day that matters. Talk to yourself about belief. Talk to yourself about courage. Talk to yourself about uncover. Talk to yourself about a little sacrifice. Talk to yourself about that shit. How about that? Have a sales meeting, guys. Everybody say have a sales meeting with yourself. Oliver, Vix, you look like you're ready to have a sales meeting with yourself right now, dude. Look, he looks fired up. I don't know what that guy does, but he's good looking. Okay, he's good looking. Okay, all right, now, the last one, unbroke yourself. And then I'm gonna talk about how you get more belief. I'm gonna go into a couple of tactical ways that you can talk to your customers and yourself on how you're gonna gain even more belief. Now, these are life tips that are gonna also help you get more belief, because as you start to unlock these new levels, you have more belief. The easiest way to sell something is to be totally sold, which I'm gonna go into that. Once you're totally sold on yourself, it's so much easier to transfer that belief into other people. I can sit down and talk with somebody and for 10 minutes just totally bullshit on life and having fun and the things I'm doing. Their guard's down, my belief is high in myself, I kind of override their belief. I believe in mirroring customers. Side tip, write this down. There's a lot of people on the internet that say their energy is old school, you don't need energy anymore, you don't need word tracks, you don't need this. Can I explain something to you? I understand relationships kill objections. I also don't yell at my customers, you know, not all the time. Some of you guys I've had to yell at. I understand that there's a certain level of mirroring your customers. But what I also know about the world is most people are dead. They don't believe in themselves. They're like I said, they're fat, they're lazy, they're not talking positive to themselves. So their energy is below the customer. Even if they mirrored them, they're not putting the customer in a positive state. So why don't we just choose to be 10% more positive than our customers so they're trying to live up to our positiveness? Why don't we do that? So that way they become a little bit better. You know, why don't we look like we're having the best day of our life as they might not be? They have a better day. Imagine those mirroring skills. Now, if I got an old guy in front of me, I'm not like, hey, listen here, you're gonna buy a car, and here's the objection, I'm gonna handle it. No. Guys, I understand relationships kill objections. There's a lot of different things. I'm not a high pressure salesman. I didn't even get a lot of objections because I'm great at building relationships. If you've ever been around me, I usually try to make you feel powerful. I usually try to make you feel good. If you've ever been to the Elliott group, you don't come in and there's a lot, but listen, what do you need to know about a word track? What I know is a lot of salesmen don't have any baseline for what they know. They don't have anything memorized or any way to fall back on anything, on any script. So they just sound stupid. And by the way, they're reluctant to make phone calls or handle customers because nobody's ever just given them something. Okay? If you want the hack for sales, why don't you just learn the 5 objections that you get, 5 different ways to handle it. Why don't you become this person I'm about to talk about in belief? Why don't you do the things that I just told you how to do? And then you become this person that people are like, man, I just want to, who is that guy? He's freaking awesome. I just want to be around that person. And that's how you're going to go make even more money. By the way, that's how you're just going to be happy, because you're ultimately becoming a new person, which you want to be. You want to get better. That's why we're all here, okay? Last one. Now that I went on a whole rant, don't get me started, Eugene Watkins. You got me all fired up looking at you. Andrew Vitti too, man. I don't know. That dude's a freaking, he's like a damn model. He got this nice smile, man. He's making me, I'm like, what the hell? Okay, unbroke yourself, okay? Everybody say no broke friends. We ain't gonna have no broke friends. No broke friends in here. We're gonna all start making more money. We're gonna start to save it. We're gonna start to create something that we're, a little empire that we're proud of, okay? Avoid some of the debt that you keep getting yourself into. Do you figure out a way to make $20,000, $30,000 or put $30,000 in your bank account and then you can't ever get above that because you're not putting enough energy into learning how money works? Okay, I would suggest, here's my suggestion on money. I would learn how to make a really strong active income and learn how to really manage that before you start diving into passive incomes and all these things. Every single time I turn on Instagram, there's some freaking influencer on there that's giving you 5 tips to becoming a YouTube entrepreneur that just can scale anything, or like drop ship this, or turn this portfolio into this, or get this single family and do this and do that. And what I've noticed is if you don't have a strong mindset and you don't have singularity of focus, I want you to, everybody say that, singularity of focus, okay? I learned how to master sales and leadership before I went to anything else. Once I learned how to master sales and leadership, I started studying finances. I started studying it from guys like Tony Robbins and Ray Dalio, and Tony's book where he's talking about how he's interviewed all these billionaires. I started figuring out how it worked. And then I started to lean on some really incredible real estate coaches that I believed in. I wasn't out, you know, and I'm not hating on this if you do this, but like I always see the guy that's like, you know, buy 25 ATM machines and do this, and then there's the other guy that's like, you know, buy 95 pop machines and do this. And I'm like, oh man. And I used to save all those, and then I'd be like looking at it, and then I'd halfway look at it. Well, listen, if you believe in that, why don't you go all in on that? Okay? But what I'm saying is master your lane. Whatever lane that you just chose, I want you to write down the lane that you're going to choose. Is it sales? Is it leadership? You know, are you a coach on here and you just want to master becoming a really good coach? Is it mindset? And you're just like, okay, if I spend the next 90 days just mastering my mindset, okay, I'd be better. All right, fitness, man, I just got to master this fitness thing. I'll be on these calls and I'm going to tune in and I'm just going to take some of the mindset stuff. I'm not going to be overly concerned about the sales. I'm going to add that on in a second. And then once I kind of master the sales, I'm going to add some branding on there so I can start to generate some more leads too. I think I'm going to go that route. Okay, I've got a client, Linda, right here. I won't let Linda go past, I've got benchmarks for Linda in my coaching program. I'm teaching her how to build her social media. I'm like, Linda, you can't go past stories. I'm literally not letting you go past stories till you show me you have the confidence and I can see your stories are actually good. Then we will go to post and reels. Once you can master posts and reels, then I'm going to show you how to build your Facebook, and then we can master that platform. And then we're going to go to YouTube as you start to learn how to speak. But if you can't speak on camera right now on your story, on a reel, we can't go to these segments. We have to slow down. Okay? So, master it. In a world full of microwavable success, bullshit content, where they make it look easy, even the ATM machine guy that's making $150K a month probably had to eat shit and get his ass kicked for a couple of years. I swear on my life, any of these influencers that are real, that are driving cool shit and doing cool stuff, they probably got their asses smoked for a while. Any car salesman that you look up to, like Andy, maybe us, I sucked before I didn't. I had to put a relentless amount of effort into it. Write this down. 1 hour of training in the area that you want for 5 years will make you the top 1% in the world. Okay, so if you're 20 years old right now and you're getting into sales, you will be this good at sales in 5 years, to be honest with you. Now, can you win along the way? Yeah. Are you going to go up and down? Yeah. One of the things I'm most proud about is in the last 12 years, I haven't had a bad sales month. I know that might sound crazy. For 10 years, in the car business for 102 months, 8.5 years of those. I was the #1 Nissan salesman in my area, right? Between 2010 and 2020, nobody outsold me. When I got to the Elliott Group, I've only been outsold maybe 4 times, right? My brother and I have always been at the top. Why? Because we've done all of this stuff. Because we're focused on our mindset. We're focused on one thing, okay? Once we focus on that, we go to the next thing. We're super competitive. I know when my boss would say, hey, listen, okay, you need to learn how to build relationships, be magnetic. You need to learn how to have fun on the lot. But when you walk into the building, you got to put your closer cap on. You got to put on a show worth paying for. Like, people actually want to buy if you're actually putting on a show worth paying for, okay? So if you're not able to do that, you ain't going to make the big money. You're not shy. Whoever thinks they're shy on this, I want you to say, I am not shy. Come off of mute and say, I am not shy. Come off of mute. If you think you're shy and people have been telling you, or maybe you think you're introverted, come off of mute, introvert. Come on.
I'm not shy.
Okay, David Ramos, have people been telling you that you're an introvert or something, or you've been telling yourself you're shy?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, David, where are you from?
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay, do you got a good friend group? Do you got a couple of good people that you run around?
Not really. I just stay close to with my family.
Okay, do you got one person that you can laugh, joke with, and be yourself around, and you don't even think about what's going on in your mind? You just be yourself.
Well, that's my wife.
Okay, all right. Are you shy with your wife?
No.
Okay, you get excited around her. David, I want you, every time you think you're going to get nervous to go up and talk to somebody, for you to say, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. David, say, I'm not nervous.
I'm not nervous.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Okay, those little butterflies that you get in when you're getting ready to go public speak or go do something or go talk in front of somebody or go talk to a group of customers, maybe 4 customers on a lot or somewhere, or you walk up to a door and a whole family sitting there, you knock on the door, they're all eating, and you might have to go in there and talk to them. Guys, you're not shy. You're not scared. You're excited. I tell my kids every single day, I'm like, those little butterflies, you got to chase the butterflies. Chase them. Chase those butterflies. Chase them. Have fun with them. Have fun. They're butterflies. They're meant to have fun with, David. Have fun with the freaking butterflies, bro. You look like a guy that would like to play with butterflies. No, he kind of looks pretty tough. I'm just kidding. Okay? David, I want you to start to reprogram your thoughts. People have started to place labels on you, and over the last couple of years, you've believed it, and now you haven't chased pressure. Your homework is you're going to go up to 5 people. By the way, David, I want you to start with this. And if you can do this, I want you to DM it to me on Instagram. I want you to go to Starbucks tomorrow morning, $20. I'll even have my assistant send you the $20. Just text me, 720-202-9765. I'll send you the $20 for the next week if you do this. This will bust you out of your shy zone so freaking quick. You're going to go into Starbucks. You're going to pay for just a small drink for you, and then you're going to give the cashier the 20 and pay for the person behind you. Simple. Act of kindness. And then when that person says thank you, you're going to talk to them. You're going to start to create conversation out of thin air. And then what I'm going to give you extra credit for, David, I'm going to give you a $50 bonus. $50 free. If you can get that person to take a selfie with you. You might not do it on day 1. You might not do it on day 2. But you're going to say this. You're going to say, hey, you know, I was just thinking, I was going through some stuff this morning, and I figured out instead of being like a little helpless, I was just going to get helpful and help somebody else out. So I just wanted to pass that blessing along to you. Write that down, David. Instead of feeling helpless, I was just going to get a little helpful and pass that blessing along to you. Hey, you know what? I know this might sound a little bit different, but my coach is also challenging me to get out of my comfort zone. My coaches just challenged me to get out of my comfort zone and just do more for other people. They believe that I'm not a shy person, but I sometimes play a little small. Okay? Can I get a picture with you? And just remember this moment where I got out of my comfort zone and helped somebody else out, since I haven't done that often. Can I do that? All right. What if you did that 5 times a day? What if you started doing that at a gas station? What if you started talking to more people? What if you do that for a week and all of a sudden you realize that actually people like to be around? Actually, you're a funny guy. Holy shit. You start to find evidence that you're not who everybody said you are. Guys, start to find evidence that you are who you are. Start to find evidence that you can live in a zone where you're somebody that people want to be around and do business with. Start to find evidence that you're not lazy, you're not entitled, you're not slow, you're not a procrastinator. procrastinator, you're an action taker, you're a winner, you're a savage. Start to find stuff like that. Start to lean into those things. But it's going to take a little bit of pressure. It's going to take a couple of things. It's going to take getting out of your comfort zone. You can never become a public speaker or a coach or anybody if you want to influence other people if you can't get out of your comfort zone. I can't challenge you to get out of your comfort zone if I haven't done that myself. I wouldn't even know how it works. That's why I know how to do that, David, because I spent years doing that. And I still do that. And every time I walk into the gym, I have an alarm on my phone and I say, make it the best day of their life. And I set the trigger in my mind. And when I walk into the gym, the person that I see, I always give them a positive compliment about something that they do well. Maybe it's Linda's tan. She's got a really nice tan. Linda, get up here. Look at it. Look at it. She's beautiful. Look at Linda. She's starting her coaching program. Guys, look at Linda. Look at Linda. Okay? She's so nice. She's got such good energy, such good smile. I would tell her that. I'd say, Linda, you got the, hey, listen, real quick. I'm coming into the gym real quick. Just want to tell you, Linda, you got a nice smile. Just telling you. Don't want to, hey, you have a good day. Hey, keep that smile going. When you tell people that, they smile. Even if they're having a bad day, they're like, I'm like, I got you. You smiled, motherfucker. Got you. Okay? Got you. Guys, have more fun. Everybody say have fun. Everybody say have fun. Have fun. Okay, if you want to unbroke yourself financially, stop spending money on stupid shit. Okay? Stop, live in your means. Okay? You can live in your means and start to invest in yourself. Okay? Avoid the strippers and credit cards. That's a good one. That's a good tip. I had a problem with that early on, young age, okay? That's just a real one. Remember I told you I was gonna be real with you guys. Okay, interest can compound, man, and it makes you broke. Also, what makes you broke is your mentality. A lot of us didn't come from rich families. If you did, freaking phenomenal. Please level up their legacy. My kids are gonna come from a really good family. All I want is them to level it up, okay? Unbroke your mindset. Unbroke your skill set. Unbroke your freaking habits, okay? If you can do those things, you're going to wake up and you're going to have exactly what you said you wanted. What you said you wanted, a big life. You told me, you told somebody, you told the coach that you signed up with when you got on this call that you wanted a big life. That's what you said. Right, guys? Okay, so don't go back on your word. I want you to write this down. Your word will be the hardest thing that you ever keep. Make a couple promises to yourself on this call. Make a couple of promises that, hey, listen, Ed Milet, he's one of my mentors. He calls his negative mindset Eddie Spaghetti. You know, anytime Eddie Spaghetti comes in the mix, he's like, nope, not happening, Eddie Spaghetti. Maybe you call it bitchy Brandy. And anytime negative Brandy shows up, you speak it out loud. You're like, not happening, Brandy. Not happening today. Okay? Okay? Maybe you call it sensitive Sean. Sean, maybe you call it sensitive Sean. Oh, you're in your feelings today, Cincy Sean. Nope, not happening. I'm tougher than that. That's bullshit. That's the devil. That's somebody trying to creep into my mind and tell me all this crap. It ain't even true. It ain't even true. I won't even remember this in 5 years. Holy smokes. Oh, man. Marcus, you start to get a little mental. You call yourself Mental Marcus. Not happening, Mental Marcus. Ain't doing it today, bro. Ain't doing it. I'm just telling you guys, maybe you name that person, you name that little bitch, and you tell them to hush its mouth. Shut up, okay? Who's having fun on this call? I'm having too much fun. I swear. Drop a fire emoji in here if you're getting some value too. Maybe drop a laughing emoji in here if you're just getting some laughs and you're getting, we did tell a couple of stories that were a little sensitive too, so hey, no big deal. Okay. I want you to write this down. I'm going to run through this fast. I just did a YouTube video on it. If you haven't tuned into our YouTube, Ian and I started YouTube a couple months back. It's the Macklin Twins. Go like and subscribe it. But this will be broken down into YouTube. If you want to have more belief in yourself and your product, it comes down to the 3-part belief system, okay? 3 parts. You got to believe in your company, you got to believe in your product, and you have to believe in yourself, okay? You got to believe in your company, you got to believe in your product, and you got to believe in yourself. And I want you to write those 3 things down. And then below that, I want you to write down glue. So you got to believe in your company, you got to believe in your product, you got to believe in yourself. Okay, the glue that binds all of those 3 things together is you have to believe that you are the person that they should buy from more than anybody else. You have to have the self-belief that they are better off buying from you than anybody in the world. Okay, you have to have that self-belief. You have to have the belief that the customer is better off buying what you sell and buying it from you. That's the glue that binds it all together. You have to believe that the customer is better off buying what you sell and buying it from you. If you can't do that, you're never going to win, okay? Now, here's the belief system, okay? I want you to think about this for a second. Do you believe in your product? Let's just talk about cars for a second. You work at a Chevy dealership, but you don't drive a Chevy. How can you believe in your product, man? You're in a coaching, you're building a coaching company, but you don't invest a lot of money in personal development. Maybe you invested a couple $100s on here, but when's the last time you got in a VIP room? You might be asking somebody to spend $5,000 on one of your tickets, or maybe you're a closer for an influencer, or maybe you're a setter or something, but you haven't invested a lot of money in it, right? Okay, that would be fraudulent. Maybe you're a fitness coach, but you're not really in the best shape. That's stupid. How many times do I go to Lifetime Fitness and I see these trainers that are out of shape training people? I'm like, dude, why would you train with that person? Okay, think about it for a second right now. How can you up your love with your product? Everybody say, step your love up for your product. You have to, okay? I drove Nissans. Not because I particularly love Nissan. I could afford to drive whatever the hell I want. I did drive a Mercedes, at one point, but I did have a Nissan in the garage too. I always bought one of my products, always had one. I had a GTR forever. I drove my cars because I had to, in my mindset, be driving in and believe and be like, man, this is a nice car. Man, this is a good bang for its buck. Man, I love this car. Holy smokes, like, look at the Bluetooth. Like, look at how this thing works. Plus, I needed to know my product knowledge. I'm not a guy that used to like to sit down and watch a lot of product knowledge videos. So, like, me just learning on the car that I would lease. Okay, learn it. You have to have a deep belief in your product, okay? You also have to have a deep belief in your company. But when we also talk about the products, or let's talk about the company. The product, sorry. Does your product solve the problem that you believe the prospect has? Like, does it really solve their problem? Okay, do you know what their problems are? Okay, do you know what their problems are? If you're in the transportation space, have you learned enough about that customer where you believe that this thing will solve their problem? Maybe you're in the RV space. Do you believe, based off of everything that you've collected, that that's the right product? If you believe it, you're going to sell it more. If you didn't do enough discovery questions and you didn't ask enough questions, maybe you're selling a fitness program and you didn't ask enough questions about their life, how are you going to be able to transfer the energy like you're the authority, like you're the expert, because you didn't ask enough questions and you don't know if your product would actually sell it. So you're kind of like, the product's going to be $1,500. What do you think? Yeah, you said that shit that way because you don't know 100% if it's going to solve their problem. You're just hoping for a sale. Here's the problem with belief. I believe that most salespeople believe more in the commission than the damn customer. Stop believing so much in the commission and start believing in the customer more. Start believing in your product can solve their problem. Start overriding their belief based off of your belief in yourself and your product. And then we go to the second part of belief, which is your company. I believe the Elliott Group. Literally, if you cut me open right now, you'd see little Elliott Army soldiers falling out of my arms. Little jacked up, six packs, just falling out. Okay? Why? Because I love the Elliott Group, man. Andy put me on. He changed my life. I have a code of loyalty. I'm never leaving the Elliott Group. Why? Because I actually have an old school code of loyalty. My grandpa used to say, like, hey, when you shake somebody's hand and you give them your word, you actually do it. I know. Some of you guys are young on here. You don't know what that means. But or maybe you grew up in a family where you do know what that means. You shake hands with somebody and you say, hey, listen, here's what I'm going to do. Here's how I'm going to show up to fucking work. You show up to work. Somebody gives you the job and you're like a professional interviewer. Hey, hey, I'll be coachable. I'll learn everything. I won't have any ego. And then you show up to work and you don't do jack shit, or you have an ego, or your boss or your sales manager is telling you what to do and you're like, that's just Kyle. Kyle, he don't like me. Maybe Kyle's been on the desk for 5 years. Maybe you've been selling cars for 6 months a year and he's giving you something that typically works. So why don't you go say it like Kyle said to say it? Why don't you go try it Kyle's way and stop trying to try it your way? Why don't you stop the but I tried or but I did this? That's ego. If every time somebody coaches you, you have but on the end of it, but, bro, it's your ego. You're not coachable. My coach back in the day when I played basketball, if we said but we did this, but he was a real basketball coach. Like, he stomped around. He would grab you by the neck and like put you up against the wall. Like, he didn't care. Like, this is old school, guys. But he also won 20 state championships. We were 2-time state champions. Why? Because he demanded more out of us than anybody else, and he wouldn't let us walk around with an ego. That's why I think I've been so successful, because I know that if I know somebody's got good intentions and they know something better than me, I immerse. What do you need? Hey, what do I got? How much does it cost? What do I got to pay? How do I get around you? What do I got to do? I'm there. I'm coachable. Just tell me, man. I got to know. Okay? But the second part of belief is your company. Okay? Some of you guys don't necessarily believe in your company yet. You say you do, but you don't believe in the receptionist. You don't believe in the finance guy. You don't believe in the service department. You don't believe in your installer. You don't believe in your dealer. You don't believe in your assistant. There's people in your company you don't believe in. And you know why? Because you haven't built a relationship with them. Why don't you start owning your shit? Why don't you stop blaming everybody else? Oh, they're negative. Oh, they're okay, bro. How much have you tried? Have you ever gone and tried to build culture outside of the office? That's where culture's built. Take them somewhere. Try to build one relationship. I went into the most negative, low believing Nissan store in the country when I went to my second store. Okay, I went to my second store. I've been at my first store for 5 years, burying this store. We beat them for 5 years straight. We became the #1 store in the state. This store was family owned for 64 years. When I went over there, they said that nobody had ever sold 25 cars. The reason why I went over there is because their general manager came to my house and told me that they were about to lose their legacy and lose and I could do anything that I wanted at that store. All I needed to do was just have the right intentions and show up and help them. I did 10 interviews with general managers when I was getting back in the car business, and I liked the fact that he didn't talk about money. All he talked about was the mission and the legacy. Went into that store, and everybody was negative. The processes were broken. The systems were broken. I wasn't the general manager. I started saying, I watched it for 2 weeks. And then I started building relationships with the one person that was the most important in the store that everybody forgot about. You know who that was? The BDC manager, who controlled the phones, the leads. Started building a relationship with her. By the way, if you've ever met any BDC managers in the car business that are women, they're a little crazy. I'm just telling you. You gotta be crazy to be in a dealership controlling the leads with a bunch of men running around talking shit all day long. Like, they are fierce. They're lionesses, man. I'm telling you, they're freaking savages. Okay, but I got her on my side. I built a relationship with her. Then I moved to the receptionist. Then the sales manager's coming up to me like, hey, dude, things are changing. This person's changing. Like, I got to get some of that. Change his life. Next thing you know, by the end of it, I had built 5 25 car guys. As I'm growing my business, they gave me a piece of the store because I was doing so good at building everybody. Right? I created a pay plan that I had never even seen before, just based off of me working, not like my current job, but like the job that I wanted. Like everybody talks about, but they're actually not willing to do. Call me the janitor, pay me like the CEO. I'm gonna get dirty, I'm gonna roll my hands up, I'm gonna figure out how to build relationships with the service department, at least one person in there, somebody. I'm gonna figure this out, Jacob May. You gotta figure it out, okay? But do you believe in your company? See, now I believe in my company. Our company, now we do so many things together. We go to church together. We believe so much in our company that if you talk to one of our sales guys, they can usually override your belief on the bullshit that you're thinking because they have a good perspective. Because they believe that if you're around us, you will change your life. It's just, it's almost impossible. I've never seen it, right? Because we've controlled this belief. You got to build that in yourself. You can build it in your family, James Schubert. You got to believe it you got to build it in your legacy. You got to remind them. You got to cast your vision on what your last name is going to stand for. You got to remind your kids, hey, listen, you're a Schubert, man. We're overcomers. Dad's been able to show you what we do. This is what we do, okay? You're the CEO of your life. So when we're talking about it, maybe you go into leading your family if you're not leading a team. Maybe you start to pick different things right now that you can have that belief in. But for me, it's my company. I love the Elliott Group. I'll do anything for my team. I would literally take a bullet for my team. If somebody walked in here and they were going to shoot somebody, I would freaking jump in front of it in a second. Any of them. Okay? Would you do that? If not, maybe you should deepen your belief in your team. Okay? And then lastly, yourself. Okay? You have to have that belief. I can tell. Okay? I want you to think about this for a second. I can tell somebody's belief is self-evident to me based on the passion and the presentation they carry throughout a sale. So if they're not believing in themselves, I can see it on their face. I can see it in their eyes. But if they have passion It's self-evident to me that they've been doing the deep work on themselves. And if I know that they've been doing the deep work on themselves, it'll naturally move me to want to know a little bit more and get a little bit closer. And if I get a little bit closer and they're a skilled salesperson, bam, they got my ass. Okay? Think about that for a second. What's your passion look like when you're selling your product? Now, we all sell differently. I'm not saying you guys got to be all fired up like me on this Zoom call. If I ever go to sell you, what I usually do is I meet common ground. I never rush in. A guy will hand me a phone to close a deal, and I never talk about the deal. For the first 10 minutes, I talk about the customer. Hey, man, where are you from? You said, where are you from? Where did you grow up? Where'd you grow up? It's a great question. People will love to talk about where they grew up. Tell me a little bit about you. In 30 seconds, man, give me a little bit of conversation. Like, tell me where you at. You got kids? I go into a whole thing where I'm trying to meet some common ground. I can usually ask enough questions to divert them off of the product for a second, become their friend, and now I'm not like what most of you guys think we are all the time like this. No, I'm like, yeah, cool, man. I know tonality, guys. I know tonality. I know tonality. Motherfuckers, okay? Do you understand that? Like I can go up and down and up and down. Some of you guys sound like this. It's like friggin' flatline. Andy told me one time in Mexico, he recorded my call, and this is when Andy used to just bury me on every call. He goes, bro, you sound dead. Listen to your call. And he had a recording. And he's like, if we were in a hospital right now, they would pronounce you dead. That's what he said to me in Mexico. And he's like, pick up the fucking phone and make your voice go up and then down and up and down. And I picked up the phone and I closed a $3,000 deal right there on the beach with Andy. And I was like, fuck you. Let's go, Andy. You like that? I like that up and down? You like that up and down? You like that up and down, Andy? Woo! And he was like, yeah, I do like that. I was like, all right, good, because that was tough for me, right? It was called skill stacking. Guys, write it down. You just got to skill stack a little bit. Okay, I'm filling your brains with so much information, but I want you to do this with your customers on your next 5 customers, 10 customers, okay? Here's the action. Write down 4 why questions. First, write down why I believe in my company. Why do I believe in my product and service? Why do I believe in myself? And why do I believe the customers are better off having purchased from me? I'll say those again. Write down the 4 why questions. Why do I believe in myself? Why do I believe in my products and service? And why do I believe in myself? And why do I believe the customer is better off having purchased from me than anyone else? Okay, you got to understand those things. I'm going to say them again. Why do I believe in my company? Why do I believe in my product and service? And why do I believe in myself? And why do I believe the customer is better off having purchased from me? Okay, to become belief proficient, every time you visit a customer, ask them why they believe in your company and why they believe in your product, and also ask them why they bought from you. Okay, that'll make you belief proficient. I'm going to talk about belief mastery, but belief proficiency, if you're asking them this, James, they're going to say, well, man, you were more energetic than any of the other salespeople we met at any other dealership. You're going to say, hey, why'd you buy from me, man? I know there's probably a lot of solar guys that have knocked on your door. Well, I'm just going to be honest with you. You were way more presentable. You looked sharper. You looked a little bit more disciplined. You looked like this. You talked like this. And you're like, oh man, that's so nice, man. Belief just went up. It's like a little meter. You know those temperature meters? Temperature just went up. Your belief went up because they're giving you positive compliments. Okay, so you're going to ask people that stuff. Why do you believe in my company? Well, hey, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I bought cars from your company for the last 40 years, but you were the best person I've ever bought from. Okay, or I've leased with Hondas forever. I'm always a Honda person. Okay, my belief in Honda just went up. Now I can go tell somebody, hey, listen, by the way, James Schubert was just in here. He's leased his fourth Honda Odyssey. He says they're the most reliable vans on the planet. He loves them every 3 years. He loves the new technology. Here, I'm going to tell you about one of my customers. That's one of my favorite guys. He comes back every 3 years. Okay, now you have something that you have a form of talking to somebody about what somebody's done with your company or your product or your service. Hey, I'm a fitness coach. Hey, listen, I love that you need to wait. I love that you need to wait on, the service you need to talk to your wife. But listen, I'm just going to be honest with you. You remind me of my customer, James. He took action the other day. And James is a guy that, had a little bit of skepticism. James has been on our product for 30 days. I asked him why he bought from us, and he said this. He's never had the accountability or the community that he's had within our company that's helped him go to the next level. The 2 things that he said were missing in other coaching programs was accountability and some community. And he said that our content was the best that he's ever seen. content, community, accountability, right? He loves that stuff. He loves the energy. He loves the fire. He said that he's been in the space for 20 years and he's never seen it like anything. So I believe that if you took action right now, you would see those things too. And those are probably some of the things which you told me that you needed. Is that right? Oh, just made it their idea. Communication. Simple. Just told a little story, man. Look, that and I'm doing, you think that shit just like comes to me like Eminem or something. Like I'm just a rapper. No, man, that's from literally selling so much on so many different products in so many different industries and so many different spaces and hearing so many testimonials. I'm like, oh, that reminds me of this. I was literally just digging until I found something that made sense. That's what happens in sales. You start to weave this stuff together, okay? To become a master of belief, it takes time. I want you to write that down, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you're gonna be a master with Andy Elliott's courage and belief within a week. But I will tell you, if you run with us for a year or 2 years, or 3 years, your people are gonna think you're a fire-breathing dragon, okay? Like, it's just the truth. Okay, developing your belief system is a combination of how you feel, how your company executes, and how your product performs. So we wanna know those things. Developing a master belief is a combination of how you feel, how your company executes, and how your product performs. When I say how you feel, that's why we get ourselves in a state. That's why we worry about our physiology, because that puts us in a state to sell, okay? That puts us out of our feelings, okay? That's why we build relationships in our company so our feelings don't get away when we're trying to go sell our product and we're just overly concerned about the finance department, but we've never built a relationship with them. I don't worry about any of that shit because I've got everybody under my finger. You know, I'm even greasing a couple people. I throw a little $20 somebody, $100 somebody's way. I'm just known to walk in and put $100 right in your pocket, man, and just keep moving. You know, I get people on my side, man. I just learned that. I had an old Italian boss named Nick Bockridge, and he was just, dude, he would grease everybody. He put $100 in everybody's pocket. Andrew Vitti knows what I'm talking about. Put some grease on some people, bro. Like, just wake up. Come on, okay? This is a critical part of belief, and we're gonna end it here. As your history of success broadens, your entire belief system deepens. The more successful you get, the bigger that your belief system will broaden. And as it broadens, it's gonna open the gate to asking for more money, bigger deals, more volume, a bigger brand, and that's how it starts to open up. Think of the Elliott Group 3 years ago. We were a smaller company, smaller team. As Andy got more successful, his belief system broadened. As Andy's belief system broadened, even so did our teams. And as that started to broaden, everything started to change. Like Andy's belief on social media changed, the way he operated, the way our team operates, right? So that's how you do it, okay? I want you to write this down. The more your customer loves you, loves your product, and loves your company, the more you will love to sell it. Okay, the more the customer loves you, loves your product, and loves your company, the more you're gonna love to sell it. That's why we need to know what they love, what they're happy about. We need to know what they're not happy about so we can fix it. As you go into this zone and you're starting to talk to your customers, you'll know the ones that love you. That'll deepen your belief system. That'll put you into a point where your belief system is impenetrable. Everybody say impenetrable, okay? Your belief system, if you work on everything I said from number one key point, which I started with tough love, unfat yourself, unchaos yourself, unphone yourself, uncouch yourself, unbroke yourself, and then we went into the belief system, the 3-part belief system. If you were to do those things, every time I talk to you, you'll probably sell me something. And I'd be so happy to buy it. Because I'd be like, damn, I just love buying from people that believe. Okay, love you guys. If you guys need anything, let me know. Please follow us on YouTube. If you're not in a community yet, and maybe you're just on the $99 subscription on this, I want to tell you about 3 things coming up. Number 1, you can jump on our YouTube, and in the description, you can join our school community. I see a lot of our school savages in here, like Corinne. There's a lot of value. There's great community. Even if you're on Project 500, pay an extra $97 and be able to get that community. Sean Castillo, it's freaking great, man. We're building our OG 300 in there of really good people that are just like fired up on life. Next, we have an event coming up. All of our events are sold out from now till September. But Andy did drop an event next month with Tommy Mello. We're doing a big event here in the Lions Den, and it's going to be awesome. If you don't know Tommy Mello, he's built the biggest home service company in the world. He's got the most tactical advice. He's so great, high energy like Andy. And Andy's been coaching him for a couple of years, but Andy is going to bring some heat. He's got some really powerful content on how you could build your team, how you could sell more, how you could have a tougher mindset, how you could communicate more, and how you could be a better public speaker. He's going to talk about a lot of that stuff and building sales teams and sales in that event. If you would like to come to that event, tickets start at $997. Just text me 720-202-9765 and I'll get you a ticket. I'll send you a link. Just text me August event, okay? And come down and be around us. Total immersion, remember? Okay? If you would like to come down to our event in December, we are almost getting sold out of December. We are building a 1,200 person auditorium right now next to the Lions Den, and we will have a new building next year because our events with 500 people are selling out. If you would like the Patrick Bet-David event on July 27th and you want to stream it from your home, text me PBD and I will send you the link over. Okay? Text me PBD and you can stream it for $197 to your home, and you can watch Patrick Bet-David and Andy Elliott put on the craziest seminar we're ever going to have. Lastly, we just opened up our apparel shop. It's been Ian and I's baby. It is on the Elliott Group website. We've been building this apparel shop for a while. It is so fire. It's so cool. There's men's and women's gear in there. There's protein shakers. There's wristbands. There's all kinds of cool stuff. Jump on the Elliott Group website and go rep a shirt for us, man. Go push the movement out. It's not a name. It's not just a last name. It stands for personal excellence. It stands for personal excellence. You know, it started off as a name and it quickly grew into a movement of just holding the standard, becoming a better leader, becoming a better husband, earning it all, getting everything that you wanted. We're not perfect. That's one of the reasons why we've been able to build a good coaching program. There's a lot of things that we haven't done right, but we're always trying to work on getting better and do the right things. We're always trying to surround ourselves with just the right people so we can continue to grow. I'm grateful to be surrounded by you guys this morning. We went a little long, but I love every one of you guys. I want you guys to know this. We believe in you guys more than anything in the world. There's nobody on this call that can't get everything that they wanted. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take passion. It's going to take intensity. It's going to take blocking out the negativity. It's going to take all of the stuff that I told you, okay? Get around some people that will help. Get around some people that will grow you. Text my number, 720-202-9765. I'm seeing people in the chat like, hey, call me, do all this stuff. Just text me and I'll send you over the PBD link. And anybody who buys on any of those links, just text me that you bought on it, and I'll also send you my calendar, and we can set up a 15-minute strategy call on whatever you specifically need. Okay? All right, guys. See you guys later. Let's go kick some ass. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.